Hi everyone, this is Cardfight Vanguards. I'm the captain here.
And I'm Dempster.
And today we have a fight for you guys. This is actually us commentating on a fight. So what you're looking at here is actually the Vanguards of Charity 2015 event. This is the battle for third place between Jimmy and Shandon.
Yep.
So just to give you the deck profiles, Jimmy is actually playing the Ahsha G format Neo Nectar build, and Shandon is playing the Aqua Force what build?
I see a lot. Based on his deck profile, he's playing mostly Tetra-drive build, combined with some of the cards from the GBTO2.
Yep, he has Transcore in there as well, so we'll see how it goes also.
Yep.
So currently they are actually shuffling and drawing their first cards. Now the head judge for this event actually let them have a special ruling where they can actually mulligan twice. So the judge allowed that, so in a way it also gives us a chance for us to actually sort of make sure that we get the make sure that they're able to get their write-ups also. But
that's right.
2 mulligans, if they miss by then. So. Yep.
I do take note this is actually recorded off a live stream of sorts.
This was recorded because we had this on display, so we recorded from the display. So if you find the video a bit lightish that's because of the software program that we're using. So
we couldn't use the camera for this for a number of technical reasons.
Yep.
So anyway, the game has just started. Jimmy goes first. So he first writes up the Akarimichelle, and then he calls Raccoon to the side, and then he calls the PR to the back row, and he passes the turn.
Right, it's Shandon's turn. So he writes up to Mine Eye Sailor, and he attacks the Vanguard. Checks, nothing. Damage check, nothing as well. Ends his turn.
Yep. So Jimmy writes up to Maiden of Gladiolus, and then he calls out Brunch, if I'm not wrong. And he attacks.
Guard.
And he attacks the Vanguard, 9k. And he checks an Ahsha.
The check, draw trigger.
On the draws is strong with this one, man.
Damage check, draw trigger, sorry. I should say.
Yep.
He attacks with his rear.
Yep.
So he guards off with 10k.
Yep.
Shandon's turn, stand and draw. He writes to High-Tide Sniper.
He calls the Tidal Assault and the Magnum Assault.
Yep. So he's asking for the skill of his Regas, which is his Forerunner.
Raccoon.
Raccoon. So then he's asking again for his the rear guard as well. What's that?
I think that could be that's not Brunch. I think that's we have
the
Brunch.
name up there. So
That's Brunch.
So he attacks Vanguard with Magnum Assault. Takes it. His Vanguard attacks. Guards for 1 trigger. Check. Nothing.
He attacks with Tidal Assault, arm boosted. Takes damage, gets a critical, 5k to his Vanguard.
And Tidal Assault stands again. And he attacks boosted again this time. He attacks the rear.
Yeah. Then passes the turn to Jimmy.
This is where it gets interesting right now. So
he
writes to Ahsha. Unfortunately, his opponent is not at grade 3, so he can't do any striding.
Yep. Then he calls Timber.
And attacks Magnum Assault. Ahsha attacks.
He guards for 1.
Check.
Sorry, 2 actually. Then he gets a critical 5k to Raccoon. Yep.
Raccoon.
And Raccoon attacks the rear.
And he let go of Tidal Assault. So.
Yep.
Right, stand, draw.
I think the reason why he attacked the Tidal Assault is because he finds that more threatening than whatever that could have come out next.
The thing about Aqua Force is that it's all about the rear guards and getting the wave up. So if they cannot complete the waves, then they are unable to get the skills.
Correct.
It's basically a textless deck. If that is how it works. So.
Yep. So this time, Shandon is considering what to write up to. He's basically thinking forward what he could do.
And he calls Magnum Assault to the side, so it looks like he does have a grade 3 in hand.
And he attacks straight with the Vanguard. Guards for no pass. He gets critical. Critical goes to Magnum Assault.
Magnum Assault attacks.
Guards to the 10k.
Down to the 10k, so turn is over.
Yep.
Stand and draw.
Of course, Jimmy couldn't stride as well, so he's stuck with whatever he has. So he attacks with Timber.
To Magnum Assault.
Yep. Let's go. He attacks the Vanguard.
Set them in no guards, so first check,
Second check. Heal trigger. So power to Ratoon, and he heals one.
Check.
Nikki. Okay. He attacks with Ratoon. He
Guards. Right, so now it's Shandon's turn, he stands and draws. And
Cool
he
maneuver.
decides to G-assist right now, so
Yep.
showing off his hand. Does have a great tree. Checks the top 5 and he finds Tetra-drive. Oops, drops his cards down there. So now here's the thing, for him to have G-assist at this time, with only 3 cards in his hand, do you think that he might actually stand a chance later on? Because I don't think he does. It's hard to say, but
he's forced to drop off whatever important cards that is his hand.
Yep.
But we'll see. Sometimes, fights like this, the tide can turn.
Right. So he discards 2 out of play.
And
2 cards in his hand out of play and discards 2 in his G zone out of play as well. So now that he has a great tree, so he forgot to turn it right way up. So
yeah, then he calls my Night Sailor again. He attacks with his Vanguard. No, Jimmy no guards.
First check, second check, critical.
Yep.
Crit to the Vanguard, power to the side. Made of Gladius and Timber.
Oh, that's actually branch.
Oh, branch. Okay. Then with regard, he guards 10, so
yep.
My Night Sailor. Right, Jimmy has the clear lead right now, I believe.
Yep. So he strikes.
He finally gets to stride right now, so. And he strides to.
Oh, that's Sephiroth. My mistake. Yeah, he strikes to Arborea, then he activates Ahsha's strike skill. He copies 1 PR. So technically that PR plus 2k. Honestly speaking though, when I first saw Jimmy's card sleeves, I thought he'd be playing Kagero. But the moment I flipped it up, I saw Ratoon, I was like, wow, you are a troll, man.
We've done things before.
Yeah.
Have you seen our videos?
Yeah, but this is really to the extreme. One is grass, one is fire. It's like, wow, pick one, man.
So Jimmy calls Maiden of Flower Screen and he attacks. Using Pierce skill.
No, he wasn't using.
Yeah,
He's just attacking like that. He attacks with Arborea. And of course, he couldn't guard, so...
First check, second check.
Critical, power.
The check, nothing.
So 2 damage. First, Nikki.
Second.
And critical. And for some reason, Jimmy decides not to use the on-hit skill for Arborea.
Yep, he missed the timing.
Yep. And it's Shandon's turn to strike.
So what he will go up to this time? Oh, this time. No.
Strikes with Tidal Ball Dragon.
Right, so if he can get one more unit out, he might be able to get the 3 attacks.
Yep.
Or he can push up. Push up his rear guard to the front line.
Yep.
Say he chooses to do that instead. He attacks with
Stasha.
Yeah.
To the rear guard.
Stasha.
So yeah, Jimmy guards. He attacks with Tidal Ball. Jimmy PGs. At this time, his skill couldn't have activated because this is not the 3rd wave.
First,
so dry
second,
checks.
3rd.
All empty.
Very empty.
Ouch.
Stand and draw. And Jimmy decides to strike once more. Straight up to... Deciding.
To Ahsha.
To Dream Weaving Ranunculus Ahsha.
Yep.
And then he uses Ahsha's on strike skill, +1. And he copies Pia. Chooses Pia and Superior Calls, not really copy per se. Copy is more of like a Maiden of Flower Screen thing, taking the name now. So.
It depends on how we call it.
How we call it.
But as long as we know what the skill does, I don't think the term really is really that important.
Yep. So he's checking Dreamy Miraculous Ahsha skill. He flips over one Ahsha, and what happens is that he chooses
Middle flower screen.
Yep.
And then he calls it over Sephiroth. The middle flower screen skill is to send one normal unit to the top of the deck, and then she can be regarded as one of the units that you call that you choose on the field. So in this case, the other name she could have taken is Pia.
Yep.
Well, technically she can take Ahsha's name, but it's pointless right now. So.
It makes sense as well to call up to power up to. What am I saying? It makes sense for middle flower screen to take Pia's name in order to power up all the Pias.
Correct.
For more power also. I mean, he's already got him at 4 already, so this is him trying to push the line down. So.
Yep. He decides to use Pia's skill.
He's using Pia's skill now. Send a normal unit. Two normal units back to the deck.
And then he plus 3k to up to 4 units with the same name.
Yep. So he does it for on Pia.
But unfortunately, I think he may have gotten the skill wrongly, as he forgot to shuffle his deck, and he didn't know that Pia actually adds power to 3 units, up to 4 units of the same name that he chooses.
Yes.
So in this case, this is a very glaring misplay. Shandon gets a heal trigger.
And plus 5k to his Vanguard. So now Ahsha is attacking.
So because Jimmy didn't use the skill correctly, this is only a 41k. Could have gone a lot higher, but well,
I mean, he had plenty of units to call higher, but he chose not to. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, I mean, understandably, yes, he may have his opponents on the rope, but that doesn't mean that you should be careless about playing your skills. So, I mean, we understand we usually don't try our best not to have any glaring misplays with the videos that we're showing right now. But this is the Vanguards of Charity 2015 battle for third place. So,
understandably for tournaments, it's also quite nerve-wracking. And Jimmy gets a critical, so that's 2 damage.
First,
and he gets a heal again.
He gets a heal trigger.
Wow. Shandon's really holding on there.
Yep, and now his Tetra-drive is now 21k. So, and because of Jimmy not actually powering up Pia, the attack is only 21k. So you need a 5k to guard.
Yep,
I believe.
But Shandon still decides to PG anyway.
Yep.
So now it's Shandon's turn.
Yep.
That's a nice way of drawing.
That's a very nice way of drawing. None of us actually does that, so.
Yeah. So now with only 3 cards in hand, Shandon's deciding what to do. He's asking for Jimmy's hand size, still 6.
I mean, what can he do right now? I mean, even though he got the heal trigger,
he still has to strike. Okay.
He decides to throw 2 cards for the strike, and he calls out Lambros.
Okay. He's confident he can get the 4th attack ready.
Yep.
Oh, okay. He's using Andre's skill. So he gives the skill, understandably, to High Sniper. Okay, he can definitely get the 4th attack now. So first wave he attacks with Stasha to flower screen.
That would be a 9k because of ability.
Yep. And then he attacks with High Sniper. 9k, doesn't do anything, plus 2k when he stands again. And he attacks, this time he uses High Sniper skill. 3rd wave or more, so plus 1 plus 10k. So that is a 21 there.
Yep.
That is huge.
Very huge.
Yeah.
Damage check, nothing. So then he attacks with Lambros now, and uses Lambros skill. Dip 1 copy of himself up.
Stand
2 units, and those units plus 10k now because it's GB2.
Yep. Jimmy PGs.
PGs for Lambros, so then first, draw trigger. Plus 5k to Stasha, and draws. 2nd check. 3rd check. Another
heal trigger.
Another heal trigger. So
wow, the heal game is really strong.
The heal game is very strong. He powers it up to Stasha again, so Stasha is now possibly sitting at 29.
Yes, 29. High-tech sniper on his own right now is a 21.
Yep.
So if he attacks right now,
He can soul blast again and get it up to 31. So.
yep. So now they're calculating the powers because this is really huge. You need to make sure it's right.
Yep.
So attacks with Ahsha, 29k.
He's asking again about high tide sniper's power. I mean, this is an interesting comeback, isn't it?
Very interesting, I must say.
Yeah.
Usually people will think that, oh, okay, at this point, New Nectar should be the victor, but thanks to the heals and double heals and maybe even triple heals, Shandon makes a comeback.
Yep.
And he attacks with high-tech sniper. This is 31k to his Vanguard already. So this is 25k to guard.
He no guards. Check.
And he gets a heal.
Heal trigger.
Wow.
Wow. Heal trigger.
This is crazy, man. I don't think we've ever had that in our videos before.
No, we never had this kind of game.
Not that much, at least.
Yes, so
Oh, this is really game-changing.
very, very game changing. And that's Leon actually calling final turn. Sorry you didn't hear that, but he did call out final turn.
Yep.
And Jimmy, sorry. And he strides to Jingle Flower. And then uses Ahsha's skill. Combos one, he copies Maiden of Flower screen, or he selects Maiden of Flower screen and search for
And Superior calls a copy.
Superior calls her to the
Yep.
open regards to go. The cut right there. This is a tournament scene.
At this point, it's pretty obvious that Jimmy has the upper hand.
Yep.
So he decides to use PR skill, the one in the middle, sends 2 back, and powers up PR. Again,
Again, he forgets to shuffle.
and he only powers 1, so...
Yep. So then he attacks.
So they attack...
High Tide Sniper.
Yep.
We made a flower screen. No guards. Jingle Flower attacks. Can Shandon guard or no?
No, apparently
guards.
not.
Second. Third. No criticals. So he only takes 1 damage.
Yep.
And then the
He attacks with the other side. Yeah.
the second row of Made of Flower screen and Pier.
Apparently, sadly, this is only 16k.
Yes. So he only needed 10k to guard.
Yep. And
Which
he
was
did.
easy for him.
Mm-hmm.
And final turn has failed for Jimmy, unfortunately. So
Yep. So now it's Shandon's turn. Can he turn the tables for this one?
I think the tables have kind of turned. Can he take advantage of the turntable now?
Yes. Turntable. What?
Yeah. The tables have already been turned.
Yeah, but turntable. You know what turntable is,
I
right?
know what a turntable is.
Okay, so he calls out Tidal Assault. And then he's thinking of what to call out.
Alright, so he's double checking again Tetra-drive Dragon's ability.
Mm-hmm.
So we have it on display for you right now. So Shandon explaining Tetra-drive skill to Jimmy right now.
Mm-hmm. He calls my nice sailor
Shandon calls my nice sailor here.
and calls the PG and the drop trigger. Empty hand syndrome. He moves in the soul, it powers up Tidal Assault to a
3k?
12k. Yep.
So he's a 12k attacker now.
Yes.
So then Sasha attacks Made of Flower Screen ability.
He attacks with Tetra-drive.
That's the second wave.
Mm-hmm.
What would Jimmy do now?
He guards for 2.
So first check, draw trigger, power to
Tidal Assault.
second check, Magnum Assault. Attacks with
Tidal.
just Tidal Assault.
This is 17k. It is 10k guard, which he does.
Right, and then skill, Tidal Assault should stand again.
Minus
Plus 2k.
5. Minus 5k.
Minus 5k.
Yeah.
Minus 5k.
So now he's back to a 12.
Yep.
Then he attacks boosted this time with Vanguard to Vanguard.
Yep.
So this is 10k guard.
Thank you guys.
Then Tetra-drive Dragon skill. Counterblast 2, drop 2. Limit break. He stands again and attacks. PG. First check, second check, nothing. And then he attacks with my Ice Sailor.
My nice sailor skill. So blast 1.
Plus 10k. And then this is where Jimmy got a shock of his life. And he decides he's gonna take it. So that's the end of the game.
Yes.
very close match, and honestly speaking, it's very interesting to see the table completely turning for Shandon.
Yes.
But unfortunately, if Jimmy had more experience with his deck and actually know some of the skills in more detail, he could have won the game a few turns ago.
Yes, so for him not to use all of Pierre's skills, I mean, he definitely had enough units. Yeah, definitely have units in his drop zone to send back for.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, so he definitely had enough units to send back to the drop zone. But send back to his deck to power all of Pierre's abilities.
Yes.
And so make it a threat. If he had done that right, maybe he would have taken the advantage fully. Although I'm not too certain as to why he did not. But you know, we see as how it is. So ignore my stuff because I was checking the footage. So this is the first time we actually kind of done this sort of thing. So yep. So you can sort of see lah. So Shandon actually wins third place in the Vanguards of Charity tournament. So congratulations to Shandon. Good play on both players as well. Yep. So I guess there's nothing much to say. I mean, you guys can draw your own conclusions to it. We will not say anymore. Yep. So anyways, if you guys enjoy this sort of thing, do let us know if you like to see us sort of do commentary on fights that are not us. You know, that's not done by us. So currently, right now, so what you can do is follow us on Twitter at CrossbonesVGS. Subscribe to us here on the channel at Crossbones Vanguards. Also follow us on our Facebook page at Crossbones Vanguards. Also follow our blog, crossbonesvanguards.wordpress.com. And as well as I think that's all of it.
Yeah,
right?
that's all.
That's all of it, right? So
we're moving on. We'll be moving on next to the finals. So we'll see you there.
Bye.